Hello, hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's almost 2022 and I am so excited to get out of 2021 and get out of this whole slump of the 2 years that it has been and hopefully have a really amazing, interesting, just positive 2022. And I am going to start off the positive vibes, the excited vibes, the really anticipation for the year ahead with my New Year's resolutions as it relates to books. Obviously my personal ones are more along the lines of travel more, eat better, lose some weight, all those sorts of things, but as it relates to my books, they are a lot more targeted. I have written down 5 New Year's resolutions for myself because I've never actually really been one to actually stick to my resolutions, so I want to really give myself a manageable list that I can get to and hopefully succeed with for the year of 2022. The first New Year's resolution I have for 2022 is to stop buying every book that I want. This year I got into a really good habit of sort of borrowing a book from the library first, and then if I loved it I would then go out and buy it. But towards the end of the year I will admit that when the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale came out and Waterstones was saying get, you know, ×3 stamps for every £10 that you spend or something like that, I ended up buying I think £100 worth of books. And I got a decent number of stamps out of it, so I've got like 30 quid in credit at Waterstones, but these are books that I don't know anything about. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna love, so I'm actually absolutely terrified that I'm not going to like them, and then I'm like, well, that's kind of a bit of money wasted, and what do I do with them now? My second resolution for 2022 is to read 100 books over the course of the year. Now this is sort of like a reading goal, I guess, less than a resolution. And it's one that I really am determined and I know that I can achieve because I set my goal for 75 books this year and I well surpassed that before even the end of the year, so I know that I can do this. My third New Year's resolution is quite tied to my second one, and that is to read books that I wouldn't usually read. So for example, I am very focused around romance, I'm very focused around fantasy, and at the very most I'll read a mystery as well, or like a murder mystery, but it quite often has to have some kind of romantic subplot, otherwise I just don't stay interested. I am determined to make a change and to find books in those other genres, in horror, in thriller, in mystery, in, you know, everything else, in historical fiction, and find books with characteristics that I love in each of those genres so that I can really expand my reading. My fourth New Year's resolution is to focus so much more on my YouTube and my Instagram and my Twitter accounts as it relates to books than I did this year. This year, when I started out my YouTube channel at the beginning of 2021, I was beyond slack. I'm just so mad at myself that I didn't focus more on it and I didn't really get into it, so I'm determined to do that in the next year and really at least post 1 video a week. If I don't do 2, I'm aiming for 2, but at least post 1 video a week so that I can actually start building this and really, you know, get more excited about it. And my 5th and final New Year's resolution for 2022, this is a very quick video, is to build my reading TBR game. Now I've obviously seen a lot of different takes on TBR games. You've got Becca's Bookopoly, and then you've got Book's Nest, who does the Fictionary, I think it is, and I really love those, and I think they're really fun ways to sort of get involved in your TBR and make it a bit fun and potentially get other people involved as well. So I have decided to make a game called Fictional Pursuit, and if you cannot guess, it is based off of the very much loved, in my world at least, Trivial Pursuit. I will announce later on how that whole board game is going to work and the rules and actually making the game and everything like that, but for now, my 2022 resolution is to make that game and actually do it every single month and read the books that I sort of pick from that game every single month so that I can really like build it and get excited about it and get really keen about reading my TBR. And those are my 5 2022 New Year's resolutions. I've really got my fingers crossed for a better and more positive year in 2022 to really get out and obviously fill out some of my personal goals, like traveling more and exploring and everything like that, but then also making it a really positive reading year as well. Let me know if you've set any New Year's resolutions for yourself going into 2022, what those are, what you're excited to really strive for going into the new year. As always, like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell to be notified when I release new content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!